In the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy. Alif, Lam, Mim. These are the Huruf-e Muqatta'at, and many scholars have commented a lot about these, but there has been no absolute knowledge or absolute version of any claim that one can address to these words. Nobody can say 100% that this is what it means. So we are not going to go into the details or the discussions that have been going on about these words. These are just letters, and it should suffice to say that right in the beginning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to make human beings humble to the fact that even small alphabets like Alif, Lam, Mim can puzzle us if Allah does not clarify it to us. So this is the limit of our knowledge. This is how limited a human being is, that if Allah does not choose to clarify to us what is the meaning of Alif, Lam, Mim, then we do not know the meaning of Alif, Lam, Mim. And so, how can we question Allah in His great knowledge, huge expanse of never-ending knowledge and wisdom? How can we ever question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So this is quite a thought-provoking moment for every human being, that when they begin with Alif, Lam, Mim and they do not know to this day what it really means, then we should humble ourselves in front of Allah Ta'ala. And we should always approach this book with humility, knowing that we do not know. Knowing, just the way later on we will read that the angel said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana. We do not have any knowledge except for the knowledge that Allah has given us. So this is what I will comment on regarding Alif, Lam, Mim, and I do not want to go into any further details. You can read it or go through it if you want. They are already available in many books. So, Zalikal Kitab, this is that promised book. This is that promised book. This is indeed, undoubtedly, La Reba Fihi. Indeed, undoubtedly, there is absolutely no doubt about it. This is that promised book. Hudal lil Muttaqeen, guidance for those who are mindful of God, conscious of God, who are taking precaution because of their consciousness of God. They are always aware. Imagine if somebody is wearing a fine woven fabric, fine silk or chiffon or net fabric, and they are walking through a path which has lots of bushes, and especially lots of bushes with thorns on them. When that person would walk through that path and wouldn't want the dress to get damaged, they would be extra careful, extra mindful of taking each step. So the people of Taqwa, they are very conscious of the consequences of whatever they do, whatever they say. They are always calculating, and then they are taking action. They take a lot of care in how they carry themselves in the kingdom of God. Let me give you another brief example. Imagine that you're boiling milk, and when the milk is about to boil, you have to stand there so that the milk doesn't overflow and soil the whole stove or the area around it. So you'd be very conscious. You'd stand there and make sure that the milk does not flow out of the pot. This is how careful and cautious a person of taqwa is when they are doing things. They are so mindful that they are very careful in whatever they do. So a human being usually isn't even that mindful by nature, And this is something which needs to be practiced and prayed for, and one has to learn how to have taqwa. So this is not necessarily a habit that is a person born with, So if one finds that one does not have enough taqwa, then taqwa is to be sought. It is to be sought after, it is to be acquired, it is to be learned, it is to be asked for. We should ask Allah to make us of the people of taqwa. We should ask Allah to give us that level of taqwa that Allah admires in a person.